Hey everybody, how's it going out there? Welcome back to my channel where I build iPhone apps on stream for your entertainment, for your education. Uh, All of it's good. My name is Full Q Developer, and I've been doing this for 15 years professionally and 10 years as an amateur before that. I guess you could say of building apps, building programs. And these last few weeks, we've been working on Underway NYC, which is currently in the App Store and on Google Play for iOS and for Android. We've been focusing on the iOS app, add path trains to the app. You can see here at 23rd Street, 34th Street, we have incoming path trains. We added a feature to completely turn it off. Some folks really love the simplicity of the app, and we don't want to clutter the app with systems that people aren't using. Um, so we've made that really easy to turn on and off. And then last Friday, we spent a lot of time updating our direction labels for each stop. You can see that Christopher Street now has its only path trains. Um, so it didn't quite work before, so we refactored and now it works. It is a little bit off, as you can see, and that's definitely something we want to look at fixing. I talked to my designer, and she had some ideas for how to make this look better. So this won't be launching quite yet, but we have a bunch of tech ready to go. So today we also want to hide it behind a feature flag. And maybe we'll do a little bit of scripting updates. And finally, because we updated the direction labels, we also want to do this for Android as well. Um, Maybe I'll wait till we have the design ready to go before duplicating the work on Android. Um, but we'll see how it goes. To start with, though, I'd like to adjust these station locations. It's a little bit off, as you can see. So to adjust the station locations, I got a lot of stuff open here. To adjust the station locations, I have a little bit of a helper app that I made. It's a Catalyst app. And let's go ahead and set it up. That's weird. Um, Maybe we'll run that script manually. Let's see. Let's show the sidebar. So yes, this is a monorepo. Oh, it tries to run the root bootstrap first. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I guess we'll do this. I guess we'll want to git ignore that, right? I cannot wait for the day to be free of Ruby dependencies for Swift for iOS apps. I guess we're just installing gems that support CocoaPods at the moment. And let's try to open it up. I think I run this on my Mac. Is that true? Building for iOS. Okay, let's try Mac Catalyst. Okay, well, this can be deleted. Why is... Oh, did I open the Xcode badge instead of the Xcode workspace? Oh, I only bundled. I didn't run pod install. Okay. This is why I have a script to do it. There you go. Then we can run this on Mac Catalyst. Put a little sign here to say this is what we're working on. Fatal error. What did we get? Oh, we need to set this on the scheme. This should be instead, I guess this is this bit right here. Oh, there we go. There we go. So here's the map editor. Really hard to see in dark mode. I guess this was really intended for dark mode. Let's see. So I guess when I select the stop on the right hand side, it shows up here, and so I can adjust the just this. Let's try going up by. Oh, I have little helpers. We can move the X over as well. And then we also want to do 9th Street, which is here. Real official birdie says, popping in, what's going on? We are updating where the tap locations are on the map in my Subway app. This is a little Catalyst app that I made to make doing this a little bit easier. We'll start by copy pasting this over. Pasting this over. And we want to adjust it over. Maybe let's jump up to 250. Might even be just 300. A little too far. Say 290. And let's go up a little bit. Say maybe to 900. A little too far. Not far enough. Go to a cool 1000. Ooh, that's pretty close. Maybe backwards up just a hair. Cool. So now I think we have our two. Ooh, maybe we're still a little bit more over there. There we go. So now we have our two path only stations with their settings adjusted. And we can export this. Oh, we'll also need to do the, I guess, the night map for those stations. I think that means it crashed. Pretty sure this beach balling means that the app crashed because those don't exist right now. So let's, yeah, force quit that. Still beach balling. We can commit some of this stuff. We adjust daytime map for Christopher Street and 9th Street. Path stations. Yeah, so I guess does this mean we need to do it somewhat somewhat manually first? I guess the way this works is I have a whole bunch of raw SQL that this app uses and my generation script uses to generate the database for the locations. Let's see, I think that's in data, inbox, my generation script. And what is going on in here? Yes, here's the standard map stations. I'm going to go to the end of these. And I guess to start, we just put them in the same place they are on the standard map. And then let's try running the app again. I might have to manually delete some files. I think because the write ahead log is still open because the app crashed. Um, tempter. Where is this tempter? How do I delete it? Guess I could just just print it out. Um, and I can go there and delete the files that I don't need anymore. Yeah, it is these two. Transaction has been left open at the end of database access. Maybe I need to just delete everything in there. Let's try again. Okay, let's stop this app. Delete those. Now let's see what's in here. Not sure what this is. Oh, come on, man. This, this is programming. You're trying to do one thing, and you get caught up with a bug that feels totally unrelated to what you're trying to do. I guess let's Google for this. Figure out how to fix it. Maybe we'll say this is SQLite error. I guess this is the this is the source code for the library that we're using. So how do I get on this? Do I need to delete derived data? Data. So we deleted derived data, so it's going to build everything. Scheme error. Transaction has been left open. What is this about? delete those again. There we go. Ooh. Okay, so let's switch to the night map. Go down to here. So it's just a little bit off. We can, maybe this is at 15. 18. And this can come down maybe to 29. And then same here. Cool, that is looking good. Night stations for path station. Adjust night state. Yeah, night station locations. Path only stations. And this should have been ignored. Or gems. Cool. So now if we run our generate script again, which is over here, and we run the main app. Oh, I guess I need to reopen it. Complete sentence while this builds. Here we go. Looks pretty good. I guess these alternate stations are like kind of just close enough to fit in. I guess we also have World Trade Center. We need to add a station for that still. So let's research about it. Seems that it is connected to the one train. I mean, they're not connected in the same way that these three stations are at any rate. They're not on top of each other. I think it's fine to just have it be a separate one. Let's go ahead and add stop 501. I guess you could say we did adjust the path station locations. Now we want to add um, use World Trade Center path station. Here we go. And then in addition, I'll go one here. This path World Trade Center. Yeah, so I'll also need to add a line here. Okay, so let's try generating again. And let's quit the editor and restart it so we can adjust this location of the World Trade Center station. Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess there's another place where I need to add something. I thought I did. Oh, okay. This is incorrect. Okay. Try again. Go. At the bottom, World Trade Center. Yeah, we had put it here just to start. Let's get it all the way down there. Pretty close. And then swap to the night map. Ah, I make a mistake. Yes, I forgot to update the ID. Yeah, this used to all be just stored in like, oh, that didn't save. Holy crap. Okay, that was like 1200 something if I remember correctly. It used to all be in code, but sort of regenerating stuff all the time got really boring. I ended up writing this little helper app to adjust the stations. Then swap to the night map. No. Okay, what is going on, my dude? Maybe I needed to run the generate script again. The night map this time. Zero. 0 items in there. Hmm. Oh my god. I didn't change. I forgot to change the ID. I forgot to change it from standard to night. Sometimes I do think I program a little better off stream. There we go. That's funny. On the night map, it kind of comes all the way into here. In the center there. Okay, now let's do the regular map. Okay, so let's export. Generate. Then pop back to the actual app and make sure that stop is working. Oh, we didn't put trains there, did we? Huh? go ahead and do that. Yes, we'll say 1. This will be World Trade Center. And the direction labels didn't come through either, so I guess we need to add those in as well. Okay, let's run it again, see how we're doing. Hey, hey, look at that. Yeah, I guess the arrivals, the Path API doesn't show arrivals, unfortunately, only, I guess, departures. But I guess it shows trains farther in the future at this station, which is nice. At like 23rd Street, for example, it only shows, oh, up to 10 minutes away. It's usually like very cut off. As you can see, the MTA, their real-time feed shows trains much farther away into the future, which is nice. I would say that we have successfully added Trade Center. So let's go ahead and check that off and commit. We can kind of review what we did here. We added a new map location. We added where to tap on it on the standard map. We had where to tap it on the night map. Looks like some other values got, because they're floating points, a couple other stations got slightly updated. Which is neither here nor there. We added a mapping from an Underway station to the related path station. That might be something worth cleaning up in the future. Maybe this should live in the database. So you can see it's only 6 trains for now. So I definitely want to wait till we get feedback from our designer on how this is looking before putting too much energy into that. Of course, we created the handcrafted station in our handcrafted data that becomes static data. We use Swift for some of our configuration files when we can, because it gives us type checking. And same thing for the direction labels there. We can customize these later. We come up with better names. For now, we're just going with to New York, to New Jersey. And that's fine for now. We will definitely come up with something better. Okay. So what's next? Because we haven't, as I was just saying, we have gotten some feedback from the designer, but it's not completely ready to implement yet. I want to hide this behind a feature flag so that I can merge into trunk, and keep going. So I guess the first thing to do is to create a new feature flag. And I have those here in my feature flags thing. What else do we have in here? We have the Swift UI version of all arrivals. That one, rest in peace, is gonna... Swift UI in iOS 14 is just not quite there yet. So we'll add a new one for is path enabled. For release builds, we'll say it's false. For screenshots, we'll say it's false. For alpha builds, I guess we could say it's true. Dev and quiet car, those can stay false as well. And then let's go ahead and use this in a few spots. I guess there's going to be kind of two spots where I guess we should kind of disable it in alpha build for now. That's the one that we're editing. It's disabled everywhere for now. So then where do we want to, if we want to turn off path behind a feature flag, where do we want to do that? I guess if they click here, maybe we'll have a message to say that it's not enabled yet, or we could totally disable that stop from coming through. I guess that's neither here nor there at the moment. I think the most important stuff right now would be to disable it from these combo stops where it would get in people's way if they're not ready for it yet. Let's go to the over. I guess we can use this feature flag. The current environment, if path is enabled, do the switch that we wrote. Otherwise, just kind of send through. I guess maybe just switch on the subway station. Output.deliver short sections. And if nothing has loaded yet, or if nothing is available, I guess don't do anything. Let's see how far that gets us. We probably still want to turn off direction labels for these extras. Oh, it doesn't come through. That's nice. Oops, to go here. Yeah, so it's okay. I was expecting this to be a little bit more complicated to turn it off. Okay. go to the all arrivals and kind of do the same thing, right? If it's loaded, we'll send it to the presenter. Otherwise, do nothing. And let's see how we're doing. Oh, did I mess up my curly braces? It's like I did. No, build succeeded. Cool. So now they're hidden everywhere. I guess there's 2 more spots. I guess we can mark off what we did so far. All arrivals. Popover we did. And then settings menu. And then the make sure, I guess we can have a check right before we make the network call just to make sure we're not accidentally using people's network when they use the app. Let's go to our settings screen. So we're already checking if it's iOS 15. We're not going to show path trains before that. And nice, we have it properly disabled by this. And then let's update the network call. Just make sure that we are not wasting people's, broadband limits or whatever. And I guess we'll just do this guard in each of the public methods here. Well, I guess here we need to return empty. Okay. That's more of just a safeguard. Um, cool. So I guess we can check if the reverse works. If we enable it for alpha builds, make sure it comes through. Nice. And it is. And of course, World Trade Center. The setting is still there. Oh, that's interesting. So just nothing nothing shows up if it's We want to disallow taps on path stops if it's not enabled. I guess so, right? Um, because that could accidentally yeah, someone could tap on it by accident and they're like, I had path turned off, popping up on me, I didn't want this. Um, so yeah, I think we do want to kind of completely disable path if it's turned off. Which I guess means when we hit the database to see um, if the tap interacted with something, I guess oh, excuse me, I guess yeah, we'll have to disable path stations, I guess. Which means that the database needs to know what kind of stop it is. Let's see. If I disable path as a feature flag, are those stops also gonna kind of behave the same? Yes. Okay. So yeah, we need to do we need to take care of that. Um, I guess that's the last little bit here. Let's see, so where do we do the intersection? I think it's, well, I guess in a few of these. Like when we do the locate me, we'll probably also have to disable path there. Ooh, that's a little unfortunate, I guess. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Yeah, I guess yeah, so these stations are on the MTA map, but they're pass stations. If we want to disable them, we have to pass in the fact that they're disabled down to the intersection, the database call to check if there's an intersection, and that doesn't feel good. Especially because now we need to. The station needs to know what kind of stop it is. Um, let's commit this part. I guess this is going to be a little bit more thinking, and I like the thinking we've done here, and I kind of want to save that as a save point. So let's commit this part. um, feature flag for path for all arrivals, hop over and settings in the API call. And now we're here on fixing the disabling the map taps for path stations. I mean, I guess I guess there's kind of a sneaky way to do this. Um, no. How could we do this? Let's see. Let's look at our database. What do we got in there? We could add another column here to say which transit system it's a part of. And we can exclude based on that. Feels feels like a little overkill. Um, we could maybe do something here. Like return nil if path isn't enabled. I guess that's not actually going to stop the tap from coming through, huh? Well, I guess we could try it. We can always return nil for a moment to test this out. Oh, I'm going to have a spare curly brace. Christopher Street. Yeah, it it shows up still. Okay, so that's not the right spot. Yeah, maybe we do need to go with the new database column. How many other transit systems are on this map? I guess there's the air train. I'm not sure if there's an API for that, but there's LIRR stops. Are there Metro North stops? The 125th Street, I think it is. Yeah, so there's the Metro North stop there. Okay, so I guess it's not just going to be a one-off for the path, potentially. And it's just oh, I guess that's Metro North. I think Amtrak goes up through this way also. Well, the Amtrak to Niagara Falls goes up this way. I think Amtrak to Boston, I think, goes through the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Okay, so yeah, there's some other transit systems here. So this might be a thing. Um, wow, here I thought hiding behind a feature flag was going to be like a 15-minute thing, tops. And now we have another large database change to make. Um, is there a simpler way to do this? Well, let's write down the idea. Let's write down the idea and then think about if there's a simpler way to do it. Um, add a transit system column to yay map location in order to only uh, in order to filter by enabled systems. And I guess I turn this into a note. The note on that is the intention is to disable taps on disabled stations. If I never use the path, for example, and I'm trying to tap on Christopher Street, my thumb misses, I hit Christopher Street on the path train. I would rather nothing happened, I think, rather than be like, oh my god, I tapped on the station and I have that disabled, uh, for example. Is there a simpler way to do it? Um, we could kind of do it in code, I guess. Uh, list path stations in code and check for membership. So that's another alternative. We're already doing a little bit of this here. As you can see, we don't have the mapping of underway stations to path stations in the database. We kind of have it here because there's only 6 of them on the MTA map. Obviously, this isn't going to be the final resting place, but to get things started, um, this is fine for now. Um, we could also have a separate table for separate systems. Uh, in which case, I guess we would say for each of the enabled systems, query their table and see if there's a tap there. That kind of feels bad. It kind of feels bad to work with. Um, although I guess in some way I already have it modeled that way. I have a called the MTA map location, right? To represent locations on the MTA map. I've definitely left sort of naming space to say like path map location or LIRR map location. Uh, I guess at the end of the day, having one table of locations feels best, perhaps. Like I think I want to just rename MTA map location to map location and yeah, say which map it's on and stuff like that. Say which system it's a part of. Okay. So I guess we're I guess we're going forward with adding another table to the database. What do we have so far in our core models? Underway station and underway route. I mean, I guess underway route could return the system that's a part of. What do we have right now for transit system? Where does this live? Oh, this exists already. But not in the core not in the core library. Um, I guess we want to move this type over. Um, Currently, this was a enum I made for this is the that field in the settings. I guess I can show it real quick. And this little thing to turn the path system on or off is this transit system enum. So yeah, let's go ahead and move this over to our core library. Lib core models, transit system. Here we go. Transit system.swift. I've been calling it NYCT. I feel like maybe the subway is a better name since that's what people know it. I guess we're here on Wikipedia. We can type in NYCT. Branded as MTA New York City Transit is a public interest corporation. So is this the subway or is this more than the subway? It operates the subway, Staten Island Railroad, and the bus. Okay. Um, yeah, I guess, yeah, we have both of these in the app already. And specifically not the bus. We do only rail in the app. Yeah, so I think NYCT is kind of the right name here. Would it be MTA? No, because MTA I think also operates either Metro North and or the LIRR. Subsidiary agencies. I thought this was a, didn't we just read this was a subsidiary of the NYCT? Or is this old? There's no subway here, I notice. Affiliate agencies. Man, so I guess this kind of this highlights uh naming the problem with naming things. Yeah, naming is hard. Um, but I guess if I name this NYCT and then they reorganize and it's no longer NYCT, uh, maybe I should just call it Subway. Um, I guess I'm naming PATH after the name of the organization that operates PATH, Port Authority Trans Hudson. Um, ooh, naming is hard. Naming is hard. I guess we could Google for NYCT. No, not on the map, thanks though. NYCT Department of Subways. I think when people think MTA, they think the subway. So, like, how is NYCT and MTA actually related? Like, maybe here MTA's operating agencies are MTA NYCT. Okay, yeah, let's stay with NYCT for now. Let's see. Let's also make this hashable, which implies equatable. Comparable also implies equatable. Codable. Cool. Um, so what else do we need to do? I guess we want to delete this from here, and we'll import it from our core library. And of course, we'll need to bundle install so that it has visibility to it. Dev app install. Did that work? I'm not convinced that worked. I guess Xcode will tell us. Build failed. Is it going to be bundle update? I did this, didn't I not? It's not bundle install, it's bundle execpod install. Man, I not wait to be done with Ruby dependencies of iOS apps. few things in the way stopping me from making the switch, mostly because I want to work on features and stuff. Ooh, what do we get here? Oh, I bet I know what it is. Um, sure. This needs to have a different name. Um, I guess. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do this through Nova, I guess. Um, other tabs. Yeah, Xcode only allows one file to have the same name. It can get a little annoying. Let's see. Transit system. Well, it's settings, I guess, for now. Um, Stuff to do with settings. Um, and then I guess we have to do a full rebuild of the Xcode project. Which bootstrap. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Kelly Trick Them 513. Okay, so let's open the project again. Swap to alpha. Okay, cool. Failed. What is that? Does not conform to comparable. Okay. Do I need comparable here? I don't think I need it just yet. Let's remove it. I guess the intention there would be if I wanted to show these in the UI in a particular order every time. And right now, we're just not there yet. Oh, it's already in that mode. Okay. Yes, replace the build. Build succeeded. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we have our new type for transit system. Now we want to add it to, I guess, our MTA map location. We're gonna have to figure out what the hell to do with Burrow once we start getting to stuff beyond the 5 boroughs. Um, might be like area or region or something. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, for so long I kind of resisted adding stuff to the app because it would bulk it up, and you have to model stuff so that um, it works for more stuff than just New York City. And I felt like that was my competitive advantage. I could just focus just on the subway and really give a nice experience for that. Um, I think I can still do that, especially since we're going to have a way to just completely turn off other systems. Um, so I'm hopeful that this will still work. And let's do the encoding and decoding while we're here. This was written way before they had smarter autocomplete or auto synthesizing of this stuff. So this might be might be fine at the moment. I don't think it's worth it. Oh, I'm trying to decode. Whoops. Uh, that was a weird autocomplete. System. So we need to add another field here. To the initializer. An extra empty line at the end. Okay, so then another thing that I would like to do is, since I'm kind of doing it directly here, I would like to make it a single value container when this thing encodes and decodes itself. That actually might work already. Let me see. Guess we can open a playground and test this stuff out. So we can say, yeah, just copy it in. Where'd the playground go? There it is. We can say JSON decoder, encoder rather. Encode. How do we want to do this? Maybe we'll make like a small one just to kind of test it out. How come this is not syntax highlighting? Well, anyway, cool. Equals name square transit system e. So this is going to be the JSON data. Then we want to print this as a string. Say a string. I think this is the initializer. Using the APF8. And let's see what we get. Encoding instead of using. Okay, fine. Oh, cool. So it does come through just the way that name does, as a single value container. Perfect. So coming back to our code. Yeah, we added a transit system there to our map location. Now we want to stick it actually in the database. And how do we do that? Oh, should the transit system be a set? Should it be one to many instead of one field? Because, for example, Penn Station, both of these service the New York City Transit, NYCT. They service Long Island Railroad and New Jersey Transit. Um, yeah, so I guess it's a set. It's not just one. Um, so is this would this be a one to many instead of it just another field, um, or even a many to many? Um, I think so. I think so. Which means undoing what we did. If that's okay, we explore, we find out where we're going. And sometimes you have to go somewhere to find out where to go next. Um, yeah, so I guess this is a fresh, fresh new table. Um, I guess this would be in our data section, right? Let's see. Yeah, we have this file here of raw SQL. Um, I don't really want to add to this this long file. Um, we could do it in kind of code the way we do for our, our underway stations, um, or our direction labels. Let's see, what's our current change set? Wow, we got a lot of changes. Well, this is just deleting that one line. We actually undid a lot. This is just from regenerating the project. I guess we added this transit system thing. And we definitely want to ignore this vendor file. Um, yeah, so let's get to a committable state before we go too far here. Is my ignore. Here it is. Um, move transit system type to underway core lib. Yeah, so I think this is going to be kind of like our direction label table, which is a separate table for each of the stations to say what the label should be there. And it's kind of just a matter of how to represent it, I guess. Let's come back over here to our data folder. Um, So I guess should this be by underway station or should this be by map location? This is something I've been having a harder time with deciding recently. Um, I guess just to review what these concepts are, I guess Fulton Street, I guess, is the prime example. Um, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 locations on the map. They're all connected visually on the map. And if you go there in person, you know they're all connected. They're all free transfers to each other. It's all these trains. We kind of as people, we kind of experience it as one station, even though they may be kind of a distance away from each other. Um, and so this, I guess, would say, one underway station view, whereas these four things are different map locations. Um, I guess it becomes a little bit trickier. Let's say South Ferry and South Ferry dash South Ferry, these two stations, depending on which one you click on. Oh, it's actually just called South Ferry Loop. Um, yeah, so if you click in just the right spot, because they're kind of overlapping, you have to like kind of really get a good click there. Get the other one. You can see which one you tapped on. They kind of have different names, depending on which one you clicked on. And I wonder if it's time to maybe retire the idea of a map location, because we have a yet another representation of a map tappable, like something on the map that means that you tapped on that location. And that came about because we added the night map. If you go to the night map, everything's in a slightly different position. I guess the easiest one to show is this World Trade Center stop that we just did earlier today on stream. You see here, it's on the right side of Cortlandt Street, Rector Street. We switch back to to the standard map. It's on it's on the left side of Cortlandt Street, Rector Street. Um, so sometimes they're pretty drastic differences. It's usually just a little bit off, but still they're in different spots. Ooh. Yeah, I guess I keep adding more and more models, and sometimes it's time to remove a model. And I think the time for MTA map location maybe passing away. I guess one question for myself was is there any information on a map location that couldn't just live on the underway station? Um, because we have separate places for the actual tap on the map. Um, yeah, not sure. That'll be something to think about for myself. Um, but until then, I guess, I guess, guess we came to this discussion because I was trying to figure out, should I link the transit system to the underway station, or the transit system to the map location? Um, and there's arguments for both, I guess, except if I can remove the whole idea of a map location, because we have this idea of a map tappable. So let's try it out. Let's try adding it as a off of underway station. I guess a few things. How do we want to start with this? I guess we can start by defining the schema. Underway station to transit system. I guess we will create, on caps lock, table. Maybe it'll be singular. And I guess for starters, we will have a underway station, and then we will have a transit system. And this will be a not null text. And is there anything else for now? I guess not. Maybe we should look a little bit on how we would use this. I guess when we make the call to the database to see, if the tap intersects a station, we're only interested in certain transit systems to make sure that we're excluding transit systems that we've disabled. For example, here's the path. Yeah, so let's kind of go from the usage of the function towards the innards of the function. Let's see, so that would be, yeah, I say that right after we define a schema, like the very innermost innards of the function. Let's see. I think it's in underway data. Let's maybe make this a little bit bigger. Where are we doing intersection on a location or a map tab? Here we go. Intersect. Yeah, we say intersecting. Give me the ID for what intersects at this map point on the map. And of course, this is needs to know if it's the standard map or the night map that we're currently on. And it returns a map location ID. Ooh. So I guess this function here is a reason to go by map location. Unless, of course, we refactor out the need for this. Maybe it would look something like this. So does that mean like all these functions need to know which transit system? Like I'm looking at this function right above here, like distinct routes for a station. What if they have path disabled? Yeah, I guess I guess we would need it there too, huh? Ouch. This is becoming yet another really big change. And it's funny because, once again, I thought this was going to be super simple. Hide path stuff behind a feature flag. Um, and to do it right, we're coming up with some really big refactorings. I need to take a pause and process this a little bit. Is there a simpler way? Let's look at our database. Um, yeah, kind of feeling a little overwhelmed by this. I don't want to rush to a decision on this. Um, Also, I need to go forward to know if I'm going in the right direction. I'm kind of trying to get myself to do something so that I at least have information on if it's the good idea. I can only well, at least I can only think so hard about something. I need to do it. I need to taste it to see if it's any good or not. I guess I'm thinking of this kind of the far-reaching impacts of this. Like, we've changed so much already to accommodate path trains. Definitely kind of a smaller system before adding something really big like LIRR or MNR. Um, it really it really motivates a lot of these big changes. Um, and so I guess kind of the currently enabled. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Alve Doodle. Thanks for your support. Really appreciate it. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, kind of the far-reaching impacts of adding the path trains to the app. Um, we're going to have kind of the currently enabled transit systems kind of in memory at all times if they're going to affect so many of these database queries. But let's start with just the one for now. The one for now, I scroll down. I'm like, yeah, these are definitely going to need it too. Um, so it's on an interface. Let's go ahead and uh, update that function definition. So here what are we doing here? We get a whole bunch of map areas that intersect the tap from the database, and then um, and here's the query for that. And then we get like a bunch in memory that we get the one that actually intersects. And if nothing intersects, we return nil. I guess we need to also add in the transit system. And I guess I have a little bit of a helper method here. Right, to sort of search in 50 points in each direction from where the user tapped to get kind of all nearby stations loosely, and then do more specific intersection in memory. Yeah, so we'll need to add transit systems in here. I guess that'll just be the last one there. It is not database value convertible yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that in. And I don't think we need to implement anything here because it's a enum with a raw value of string, so I think it just uses that directly. Let's rebuild. Oh, cannot. Hmm. I guess it can't just pass a set of something to SQLite. I guess that makes sense. Um, Kind of unfortunate though. I guess I need to kind of think a little bit into the future here of like yeah, I guess yeah, we pass in the currently active transit systems. And we want to uh, oh, I guess yeah, we want to generate a SQL query that tests for inclusion um, of the making sure that's a station that services the enabled transit systems. Um, yeah, this is a little unfortunate. Um, see, is there a different way we can do this? Because I guess the statement here is what I, what I want to do is say, and um, oh, there's going to be so many. Ooh, transit systems, man. I don't think I'm going to solve this one today. I kind of come up to the brick wall of not sure where to go exactly from here. I feel like I've gotten something a little too complicated. Um, Usually taking a little bit of time away from the problem helps me figure out a simpler way. Going back to, is there a simpler way? Um, I mean, one problem with SQLite is it's hard to have variable number of arguments. Like passing in like a set is gonna be a little awkward. Um, if you want to do something like this, you can't just do in question mark. That's got to be like a number of things there, and we need to know how many question marks to generate beforehand, which does not sound like fun right now. What is our current changes? Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to be end up using any of this stuff, so I'm just going to leave it uncommitted. Um, But we did get a lot of other things done today. I think I'm kind of do a summary here. Um, we adjusted the location of the path stations. They're showing up in the right spot now. Added the World Trade Center station on both the day map and the night map. We hid several things behind a feature flag. Make sure that they don't show up in the wrong spot. We can enable it as well. Make sure that it's showing up. And then we wanted to also make sure that we couldn't accidentally tap on a station if we had the path trains disabled. And that's where we fell down a rabbit hole. That's where we're like, I guess we need a field on the map location. I guess we need to know, oh, but it could be participate in multiple transit systems. Um, just like this right here, or Penn Station famously. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to go forward with that right now. But maybe that's something we'll pick up tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's a ton of fun programming live with you all. Trying to figure out how to add the path trains to my app. It is on the App Store for Android and iOS currently. Thank you so much for your likes, for your lurks, for your comments, for your follows, for your subscriptions. It's all very much appreciated. This is what I'm doing. Now I'm an independent developer, so any support is greatly appreciated. My website is fullqdeveloper.com. It's in the QR code below, along with the QR code to my YouTube, which has the past episodes, link to my Discord to keep in contact, Twitter for stream updates, and I post my streaming schedule there, and also my Ko-Fi link if you'd like to support monetarily as well. Have a great evening, morning, or night, wherever you are.